everyone, and thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here at the Star Night Awards, introducing Context to you, and I'm here to show how data has taken on a new role, one that helps distributors, retailers, and resellers and vendors not just manage business more efficiently, but actually grow the entire pie. Across Europe, we've seen how access to collective market data has transformed relationships and outcomes in the channel. And as India's own IT distribution ecosystem matures, similar opportunities are opening up here too. I like to call this the great revenue shift. In Europe, more than 35% of all software revenue is now delivered as a service. This isn't just about technology. It's a change in how value is created. Resellers there are adapting fast, investing in digital capability, managing services, and customer success. Here in India, we're seeing the same direction of travel, an impressive focus on lifecycle engagement, analytics, and recurring relationships. The message is clear. Those who can combine recurring revenue with data-driven insight will define the next decade. The most forward-thinking partners are already rewriting how the channel grows. Their priorities, cybersecurity, cloud products, and AI are where customers now place trust and spend. And as we all know, the biggest year-on-year growth in the last year has been AI. At Context, we see the playbook unfolding globally, and our role is to provide data foundation that supports it, here helping every market, including India, accelerate that transformation. And, unfortunately, most companies have an AI readiness gap. On a reseller survey we did, where we asked 5,000 people, 64% of them said that they weren't AI ready yet. And in fact, if we broke it down, we then asked who is very ready and who is ready, and only 9% of those businesses said they were, leaving over 90% saying they were not AI ready. In fact, here is a quote from a distributor that we recently spoke to. I need to develop my AI capabilities fast, but I only have an internal data on what to train my models. My in-house data is not comprehensive enough to support accurate and insightful machine learning, and early results show it often gives wrong results too often. I feel that although I have shown in the last few years I can do well on my own as a specialist in my field, I'm concerned that I'm now starting to fall behind in fully leveraging AI and may not be able to catch up. So, there's an AI readiness challenge. How can anyone build meaningful machine learning insights using only internal data? The gap compounds a wider power imbalance. Vendors still set prices, control margins, and decide who sells what to whom. Distributors relying solely on their own data or vendor forecasts risk misstocking or eroding profitability. The answer lies in coopetition, cooperating and competing at the same time. It's a plus-sum strategy. Rivals share selective intelligence to grow the market rather than fight for the same share. The most powerful form of coopetition today is data pooling. By combining anonymous market data, distributors gain the visibility and predictive strength no single firm can build alone, and the impact is clear. The model shifts from vendor dominance to shared power. Distributors are evolving into strategic partners, shaping market intelligence, and optimizing the entire channel. In short, they've gained a little bit more control. Now, over 300 distributors worldwide already share their anonymized data through Context. And here you can see a list of distributors we're already working with. In fact, Context is the largest in the world in the distribution segment. We haven't included everything, but you can see as a European headquartered business, you've got all the key European countries here, as well as the Americas and the recent launches in the UAE and KSA. We've also launched more recently in Morocco, the rest of the Gulf states, and our big goal going forward is going to be India. Now, pooling insight delivers stronger forecasting, better inventory planning, and more balanced vendor relationships. It's a proven model, collaboration that creates power instead of competition that fragments it. The next question people ask is, how can you trust us with our data? For us, security is everything. Context is ISO 20001 certified. All data is aggregated and anonymized. Individual sales are never visible, and algorithms prevent reverse engineering. That's why global players like Ingram Micro and TD SYNNEX trust the platform. Their edge stays safe. how our business model works. And this is what distributors like to hear most. Our model is simple and free. You share your data, and within 5 days, get a weekly report that's actionable. We charge vendors who rely on those insights. Everybody wins. Vendors gain visibility, distributors gain control, and the whole market segment grows stronger. Pooling delivers measurable results. More accurate model insights, reduced data bias, industry benchmarking, and aligning with vendors on one version of the truth. Rather than discussing with a vendor your data versus theirs, if you trust the context data, everyone looks at that as their source of truth. It makes decisions faster, negotiations fairer, and relationships stronger. As Jan Muller, CEO of Procter & Gamble, said, if you create new opportunities, good things happen. Pooling data isn't about shrinking rivals, it's about expanding opportunity. When insight is shared, the entire ecosystem grows. Across Europe, distribution remains the preferred route to market. As its share rises, every percentage point brings higher revenue. Data helps prove value, attract MDF, and improve vendor alignment. In India too, distributors who can evidence performance through data will win more funding and trust. 2 outcomes follow. First, data-driven proof earns more vendor investment. Second, efficiency improves, better forecasts, fewer returns, and faster turns. In fact, at GITEX last month, where I attended, I sat in the room with a vice president of a major vendor, a global vendor. They knew, when we discussed context, that their counterpart in France had access to the context data, and on a weekly basis was able to provide the rest of the board with more data than he could out of the Middle East. Immediately, he alighted upon context as being an opportunity. So together, we can boost margins and strengthen that resilience. So, to close, data is no longer a report. It's the foundation of power and growth in the channel. By sharing responsibly, distributors move from reacting to leading, from protecting slices to growing the pie together. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you as Context begins its journey in India.